Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. It is so awesome to be with you. Well, welcome to Saturday. It's time for our Saturday night seance. So if you were in my home, which in a sense you are virtually, I would just have you pull up your chairs here and we would sit in a circle, our little seance circle. That's how we used to do it in the spiritualist church. So I welcome you to my home and welcome you to my home Saturday night home circle. I'm going to go into trance. By the way, for those of you who are new here, I am a spiritualist and a psychic medium, and I'm what is known as a trance channel. I channel messages from the spirits. I give them, permission to temporarily use my body, to overshadow my consciousness to come through with messages. If you've never seen channeling before, it may seem a little strange, but don't worry, I've done it for many years and I feel very safe with the spirit people. Channeling is different than possession. Possession is when a spirit forcibly enters a human body without permission. Channeling is where we agree to blend our energies so that they may have access to the physical world. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to put myself in a trance and see if they can come through. So anyways, pull up your chairs. Let's have our seance. Now I've brought the lights down because I like to do my channeling in subdued lighting. Tonight we're working with the red light. So I have a red lamp on and the rest of the room is dark. So we're just in a dim red light. And this is also traditional in spiritualism. So I'm going to go into trance and I'll see you when I get back. Oh, greetings, this is Fletcher. So good to be back with all of you. Well, it's been a little while since I've had a chance to come here and speak with all of you. But it's a great evening to be with you, and we're so glad that you gathered. You know, when I'm looking out across the ethers, I can see the soul glow around the earth. And those of you who are gathering tonight with us, well, I can see your soul glow. So you're being brought here by our calling. For those of you who are saying, oh, I have to go see the seance, I got to join it and watch it. It's because we're calling you. From the spirit world, we send out a signal to all the earth. And we say, oh, we're gathering, come and be with us. And those of you who are sensitive and on a spiritual path, well, you done heard the call, and here you are. Well, we got a few people be wanting to speak tonight, so I'll be stepping from the medium's body. This is Fletcher. Over and out. Greetings, my dears. This is Rose. Oh, it's such a blessing to be here with all of you. I do hope that you can hear me. Whenever we come into a medium's body, we have to adjust our frequency. We lower our vibration, and we help the medium to raise their vibration. And we achieve a balance of energy that allows us to temporarily take control. I heard the medium speaking earlier, and he said it's the spirit people overshadow the medium. And this is true. We do not necessarily take full control of the body. In a sense, we are like puppet masters. We stand behind the medium, very close in physical proximity. We project our thought into him, and we take control temporarily of the nervous system, and that gives us control over the throat muscles and the mouth, the face. We could make the medium, I suppose, stand up and walk around, but that takes a lot more work on our part, and so we prefer to keep him seated. But I must say, I'm very thankful for our medium. He's a very gracious soul. I owe him an immense debt of gratitude. Do you know, when I died, I was in purgatory. I had been a very vain and silly woman, self-righteous and aggrandizing, and I did not give much heed to spiritual truth. And you know, there's a saying that my neighbor used to say. She used to say, as you are in life, so you shall be in death. And my dear, it is true. Your consciousness upon the earth will affect your afterlife. If you want to go to, I suppose you could call it heaven, then you must think heavenly thoughts. You must live in a way that is in harmony with heaven. The spiritualists say it, and I think rightly so. It is deeds, not creeds, that lift one into the spirit world. I had very little deeds in my life. Oh, I did give a lot of money to the church, but it was not out of love or spiritual concern. It was for my own vanity, to have my name put on golden plaques to put on the church wall. And little good that it did me now, you see. For when I died, I was in that place of darkness. There is a realm, a place of darkness. You see, in the spirit world, there are many levels of existence. There is the far end of glory, where the most beautiful souls dwell with God. And then from there are various other spheres. You could think of it as concentric circles, and the more further out you go, the dimmer the light. The closer in you are, the brighter the light, the more brilliant is the light. The light of the spirit world is an eternal light. It is the very light of God. But each soul carries within it a little spark of God. You are verily the children of God. I know some of you say, well, Rose, I don't know that I even believe in God. My dear, your belief or lack of belief has no bearing on the truth. It would be better for you to at least consider that there is an infinite intelligence that runs the universe. That infinite intelligence will bring you peace and joy and protection. In my life, I did know that there was a God. We used to call him God the Father. I also believed in God the Son and God the Holy Ghost. But you know, the truth is that mankind's definitions are very limited. For the spiritualists, I do believe, and my neighbor, as I told you, her neighbor named Madge, who was a spiritualist. And Madge used to say, we believe in infinite intelligence. Well, she used to say the fatherhood of God. But an American friend of hers used to talk about infinite intelligence. I suppose they're talking about the same thing. But I could not fathom it at the time and didn't really care to be honest with you. But you see, my dears, if I had truly known infinite intelligence, I would have lived my life differently. Some of you here tonight are gathering, you say, oh, Rose, I've lived a terrible life. I've been selfish and hateful and spiteful and petty. My dears, this is the human condition. We all struggle with these things. But what is important is that you recognize it. And if you're here tonight and you recognize your imperfections, then it means, my dear, that you're on the road to recovery. You're on the road to awakening. In the spirit world, it is not like you arrive here and you're suddenly a glorious angel. No, my dears. As my neighbor Madge said, in death you shall be as you were in life. And so when I died, I found myself wandering in this place of darkness and loneliness. It was a true reflection of my own soul, my own voidism of consciousness. I only thought of material things in my life, and so there wasn't much for me in the afterlife. Oh, my dears, now let me clarify. Over here there are beautiful things. You can have beautiful clothes and homes and all those wonderful things that made earth life so blessed. They're here, but the difference is, my dear, that you have a more pure connection to them. It is not out of vanity that you have a beautiful home. It is because your heart requires you to live in an environment that is in harmony with your true nature. Your true heart, my dear, will be reflected in your spiritual world. So if you're saying right now, dear Rose, I don't know if I'm even going to make it to heaven, well, my dear, be of good cheer. The very fact that you recognize your imperfections gives you much hope to progress. It is true that in spiritual life it is eternal progression. You don't come to heaven and suddenly sit on a cloud and everything's divine. No, my dears. When you arrive in the spirit world, you'll have to think about your own earthly life that you just left. You'll have to look at the impact. You'll be meeting with your guides and studying what did you do right and what did you do wrong. I have to say, my dears, in my own life review, I did quite a bit of wrong. But I even did do some good, though, and they let me know that as well. They're not harsh taskmasters here, my dear. The spirit world is filled with love, and all things are guided in that love. So do not be afraid to let love into your life. Some of you said, I don't think I can trust God. When I used to pray, I was betrayed by God. God has never betrayed you, my dear. Humankind has betrayed you. But God is present to give you strength, to give you healing power. Let the Spirit help you. And if you think speaking to God is beyond you, then speak to one of us. Call upon me. So, Rose, will you come help me? I shan't be at all bothered to come and help you. This is what we do here. Our lives in spirit are lives of service to the earth. Some of you here tonight are desperate and you say, Rose, I don't think I can go on. I'm going to commit suicide. Oh, my dears, that will not get you peace. Do you know if you do that, you'll come over here, you'll be sent right back straight away. There were times in my own life where I contemplated that. And you know how selfish that would have been. I wanted to kill myself because I lost £1 million one time in the stock market. My dear, would killing myself over £1 million make me a better person or bring me peace? No, my dears, I would have come back and had to go through it all again. Know that your lives are valuable. Some of you think you're not worth anything. My dears, you're worth more than gold, than diamonds and pearls. You're worth more than all the crown jewels you are. You carry within you the veritable light of God, infinite intelligence. I think that's a more apt word, because the force that creates and sustains life is not a man on a throne throwing lightning bolts, my dear. He is a being of love whose mind is expansive and sustains everything that exists in the cosmos. You see, if it were not for the love of God, nothing should exist. That love that permeates your heart, permeates the trees and the grass. It permeates even the very home that you live in, and all the plants and animals. And if you look into the sky, all the stars and the galaxies whirling, all of this is sustained by divine love. That love will get you through anything, my dear, but you must try to find it within yourself. Do call upon the spirit world. We are given to service here. Our lives are lives of service. Oh, I suppose one occasionally comes to the spirit world and sits on a mountaintop. Over here, you're not actually forced to do anything, but you are invited. And so in time, after you've sat on your mountaintop meditating and contemplating the cosmos, at some point you'll be invited to come back and serve the people of the earth. You'll see your world and our world are interconnected. The spirit world is not far from the earth world. The earth world and the spirit world share the same space, but we are separated by vibration. So, my dears, I ask you today, will you consider inviting the spirit world to be your ally? If you're in a time of challenge and struggle, my dears, call upon us. Say, spirit people, help me. Rose, help me. Fletcher, help me. Alfred, help me. All of us will come and help you. And we will bring to you your own very own guide. If you do not have a spirit friend, start with me. Ask me to help you, and others will surely follow. You have about you a veritable team of helpers, angels, guides, loved ones. Oh yes, my dear, those who you love exist over here. just like myself. I was just a normal person on earth. And here now I serve as a guide and help this medium. Some of you are called to mediumship. We invite you to take up your talent and serve the world with it. So many people today have no faith in the spirit world, and partially so because many mediums are shy. They will not go out and be the beacon of truth for the world as they once were. If you feel that you are being called to mediumship, do not hide your talent away, my dear, but risk bringing it out that others will have the opportunity that you are having now to commune with the spirit world. As I said earlier, we are very thankful for our medium, for his life is one of service, and we are very thankful, myself especially, that he allows us to come through him to speak to all of you. So embrace the truth, my dear, that life is eternal, and that we of the Spirit are always present for you. Alfred will not be coming tonight, for he is working on a special assignment. So Fletcher's asked me to conclude tonight's seance. He's told me that the power is starting to fade. But I do want to say again thank you for heeding my call tonight and gathering. We've been calling all of you here. Let us into your lives. Let us be your friends. Those of the spirit world are never far away, my dear. Oh, I feel the power is starting to go, and I feel myself fading with it. I will not tax our medium any longer, but I do thank you, my dear. And as the power starts to fade, I ask you to remember me. Call upon me. Well, Tubies, I'm back from my trance, and whenever the spirit comes through me, it feels so powerful. I hope you've enjoyed our seance gathering tonight. And, if I can be of further help to you, please get in touch with me. If you would like a private reading with me or a session, I'd love to hear from you. You can reach me at my website, which the link will be below. It's PsychicBob.com, or call my office, 703-825-3929. Private reading, it's a full hour, you and me one-on-one. And we sit down and look at your situation. We talk to the spirit people, see what they have. I'd love the chance to do a reading for you. So give me a call. Get on my schedule. Well, guys, listen, thank you for being here. If you've enjoyed this seance tonight, and I hope you have, help me out, please. Give me thumbs up. Like this video. Favorite it. Share it with your friends. Put it on your Facebook. Tell people about the work we do at Spirit Channel. I'd love to have you here each week. So we'll be back next week for another Saturday night seance. But in the meantime, also want to remind you, be here tomorrow on Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. That's 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 5 Mountain, 4 p.m. Pacific. For those of you in Europe, midnight London time, 1 a.m. Paris time, because we're going to have a Sunday night live hangout. Hangout with Psychic Bob, where I'll be taking your live questions. It's going to be a live stream broadcast here on YouTube. And I'll be doing little mini psychic readings for you guys. So come on out, bring your psychic questions, and let's see what the spirit has for you. Well, guys, thanks for being here. I love you. Make sure to like this video, favorite, and share with your friends. We'll see you tomorrow for Sunday night, Psychic Bob Sunday night hangout. We'll see you then. Love you guys. Blessed be.